right, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Can you hear me? Talk to me. And make sure sound's coming through clean. And I'm letting some people just come in here before we jump right into it. All right. Okay, very good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We're going to have an exciting presentation for you guys today. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things you're seeing right now. Love Wednesday live stream. Starting off with a little bit of Eye of the Tiger, because that's how we roll. Yes, yes, yes. We are on. We are live. So I'm gonna start again as people are coming in to the Wednesday live stream. I want to talk a little bit about the coloring of the charts. So there are things in trade ideas that we do. You know, we always talk about like functionality and different things, but I want to bring a little bit of occult, esoteric knowledge of trading to your mindset. And the name human is a complicated name, but the first part of it is hue. And there's positive and negative, meanings associated with that term, human. But let's talk about what I wanted to focus on today, which is hue. Hue means color. Color is a very important component of the way that we perceive the world. You know, when it's nice outside and the sky is blue, you have a good, elevated mindset. And what I wanted to make sure you all knew is that in trade ideas, you can right click, you can select chart style, you can go to color, grid, and here on the background, I can do lots of little adjustments. You know, I can make it lighter, a little bit more aqua-esque. Just lots of little different things you can do. A little bluer. And if you go back right here, then you can just adjust the gradient color. Here I'm making it lighter. And what I'm really showcasing simply is that you can get creative with how you view the data. And there's nothing wrong with that. A little bit of beautiful sunset. I know that you may think that this is not that important, but it actually is. And the reason I'm showing this to you is because the mood, your mood has a ton to do with how well you execute the game plan. So I'm just showing you what you can do. And this is, this creates this pretty, like, I like this. Is it sunrise? Is it sunset? Is it dusk? Is it dawn? But all this stuff is things that I really enjoy and like. And I'm sharing them with you because I see so many charts on, X or Twitter or Instagram or whatever the hell you want to call it. And everyone's got all these black backgrounds and 10,000 indicators. And I feel like people just don't realize the mind control that's being put in. Like, black is night. That's when you go to sleep. It's when your mind is sleeping. Here, your mind is awake. You are in motion mentally. You can process information better. And all I'm doing here is giving you just a little bit of perspective before we jump into the money machine. And in today's live stream, I am going to live trade on my E-Trade account once again. But right now, what I'm showing you is I'm doing some testing. Why am I doing testing? Well, first of all, let me do something real quick. I'm going to make this a little bit easier for everyone to see, hopefully. Okay, so that's my toolbar. It's letting me know what the overall market is doing here. And I'm bringing it up to say, just generally speaking, the market, since, like, let's do this also. I'm going to right click. Remember, we have the market pulse. And the market pulse dictates to us what we're going to do. And the market's been bifurcated today. It's been negative and it's been positive. But right now it's both positive, but NASDAQ is much more positive than the Dow. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to select clear. And this is an important thing that you should do every now and again. And what this is doing is it resets the pulse from the point of view when we are engaging. Jerry, that's a good question you asked. The market pulse is totally customizable. You can right click, configure, and you can change any one of these, the negatives and the positives. But the question about what's good for swing trading, it's really most of them. Because swing trading and day trading are not different, although people are confused by that. I want to explain why I'm saying that. Every trade is a day trade because it happens during the market day. And swing is simply a component of risk management, nothing else. If you are up in a trade, you can stay in it because you've already handled the risk. If you are down in a trade, you may want to get out of it if it's trending against you. Those are the reasons for holding or not holding. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself into swing or day trading. And I'm just saying this from the pure, having been doing this for over 30 years mindset. Labeling yourself is not a great thing one way or the other. You want to have the flexibility to do both. And going back to my analogy of golf, you want to be able to hit the driver well, but you want to be able to putt well and chip well. Wolfhound, I remember that very well, and our thought was going to be to do it in 2020 when Trump got reelected. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. And so we may still do that. We may still go public. And if we do, we will absolutely reward our long-term subscribers if we do so. In fact, now there's even kind of a better reason for us to do that with our AI. But again, we don't have any of those plans in place right now because so many things are in flux with what's happening in the overall world that trying to do a roadshow right now while we're rebuilding the AI and creating a completely new automated trading environment for people that has never been out before in any, vendor. That's kind of what we're focusing on. So, but yes, if we go public, our subscribers will be 100% rewarded. I want to make sure everybody knows that. Okay, so let me show you guys. Let's go to this window right here. This is the Brokerage Plus window. Okay, and I have it set to MM1 Money Machine 1 account, but you see right here. Can you tell if the money machine is on or not? William, I'll get into that. Holly automation is fully coming back better than ever with the money machine settings. With these settings right here, that's what we're doing. We're bringing Holly automation back bigger than ever before. It's just that technology has improved to really make it much more potent and for you to be able to participate in the entries, get out when the risk is against you, but get back in also. That's what we wanted to do. So let me show you guys what I'm doing today and how I am exploring stuff for you and what that allows you to also do. And hopefully you can understand that what I showcase here is a style that is designed to help you maximize the benefit of the money machine without always putting on huge amounts of risk. So here I'm trading $5,000 worth. I'm in sim, so I'm trading $5,000 worth. I have a biggest gainers top list that we designed for this strategy, but I'm sorting it. Look at what I'm doing. I'm testing some of our data and I'm sorting it by position in Bollinger Bands. And Bollinger Bands are standard deviation bands. So it's kind of like a position in range, but just a little different. And I'm just trying something out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save and we're going to start it together. And we're going to see, let me double check, make sure my account, MN1, yes. I'm going to start it. And instantly, these are the stocks that are up here. I click right here. All of this will be automated. You won't have to do this. And now, here we go. So now the money machine is running in simulated mode, and I'm testing a new concept to see how it works. So let's take a look at some of these names. Okay, you can see what's happening here. They're all very strong, high relative volume. But I'm in $5,000 worth, so I can see this swinging a lot. But what this does here, and I really want to encourage everybody. I mean, think about this perspective. I mean, you see Qubit. It's been at 24. It's pulled back to 9. I mean, the potential here is insane. Amazing potential. And by the way, earnings after market tomorrow. So keep an eye on this. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to instantly go like here, add this to the stocks that I like, which is just like what you would do on social media. I want to keep an eye on this thing because if the earnings are good, okay, quantum computing, this potentially could rock. So, I mean, there's so many different ways that I can do this. I love that the AI has put me in here to kind of give me a feel for what's going on. But this is one of my favorite setups. Okay. If you can notice, it's been basing. And obviously, March, it was at $4. I mean, after having gone up to 25 from $1.85. This is the kind of movements that we all are trying to catch. But what I like here is obviously we missed it all here. I'm just saying. But this is a basing pattern right here. This is a decline, bounced, came back, based, and we're basing and moving again. So this is something that I have to say I'm very interested in, and I want to show you what else I can do. Okay, set a price alert at 9:46. Buy. I'm just setting an alert, and there it is. So this is another way, and I can move this around wherever I want. But the idea here is that this tells me a move is taking place. So I interact with the money machine not only purely from a give me money, auto trade for me, but I'm trying to see bigger picture things, and you should as well, because it's not simply about only just jumping into trades. Okay, it's also about having it give you heads up on things that has some potential. So this top list is that Bollinger Band top list of my biggest gainers. And you can see what's going on. Everything's got relative volume. Home ownership. I like having, let me see, bring this over here. I like having this right here because I'm just giving you a perspective of, so every stock I jump into, I can see what they do. E-commerce, direct sales. Okay, I mean, I can see the revenues. Ooh, I mean, that's another one. I gotta say, I have to like it. Okay, you've got revenue of 1 billion. Let's see, what's the okay market cap of 1.49 million. Okay, short vote 3%, and maybe earning kind of potential. Like this is definitely something you guys should all be looking at. So NEGG, these are the kinds of moves you can catch a reversal here. You know, revenue of 1 billion, market cap of 100 million. I'm not saying that it's going to go. I'm just saying these are the kinds of opportunities I like to be involved in, which is why I put this heart right here. Okay. What's kind of cool is that I can also click on this icon and make sure you guys know how to do this. This helps trade ideas if you want to help. And what I'm doing is I'm going to share this on my X. And this is what this looks like. And I'm going to say eyes on. And it creates a beautiful snapshot, all automatic. And I'm going to hit post. And there it is. Picture in picture. So by the way, again, if you are on X, that's how sharing is done. We're always grateful for anybody who always appreciative when you share. So hold on, let me see. Arthur asked, what is the AI neural network that works in the AI suggestions? Because I see it as an advanced scanner. Well, yes. So we have our own custom AI. It's not a neural network, but it's a algorithmic learning model. And what it does is, I'll just give you the basics of it without getting into too much of the details. But what it does is it looks at biggest moves that happen over a short term and profiles those moves in terms of volume, candles, ups, kind of like a card counter in Vegas. And then the methodology is we profile those moves. We say, okay, so let's take a look at NEGG. Went up from 5 to 7 today, 46%. What, let me size it. So, oops, hold on. Let me size it so you guys can all see it a little bit better. Bear with me, please. There we go. Okay. So what happened during this movement that we can profile with our tech? You know, huge volume right here. So the volume was very small, relatively speaking, but then huge right here. So this is a kind of a profile that we can then model, and when it starts happening again, we see it and we lock in and we give you the signals. So Arthur, that's kind of how the AI works, but all of that is server side behind the scenes. Okay. Iris, I'm not sure what you mean. What icon is that? What do you mean? Which icon? So again, what I'm doing right now. So what is this telling me? So right now, by the way, what this is saying to me, and I'm just sharing this with you guys, I'm saving myself quite a bit of money because I'm testing and can clearly see that the market is drifting which way. Look at the positive moves. You can see what's happening right here. Okay, this is your tape reader. This is your heads up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stop the money machine. Okay. I'm going to right click and I'm going to flatten all of this. And I'm going to show you again, just something I'm going to do. Come on. Boom. Okay. Then I'm going to go to money machine settings. and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go short just to see how it works. I'm testing concepts, and I'm going to hit start. Let's see what happens. Okay. The idea is our simulated mode, and what I'm doing here is one of the most powerful yet underappreciated concepts in all of trading. Because here, what I'm doing is I'm not risking my money, but I am once again using the metaphor that I've used over and over and over in our live streams. I am at the driving range working on my game. And sometimes part of the game is knowing when you don't get in. You know, there's the getting long, there's the getting short, but there's also the not doing anything. And there are times like the markets ran the last couple of days, okay? And when you have a bifurcated market, bifurcated means it's going both ways. The Dow Jones is going down and the NASDAQ is going up. And this bifurcation creates an environment that is not the most statistically profitable environment to trade. Right click, I'm going to clear, start over, and just to see what happens as we go. There, in general, there's not a whole heck of a lot going on at the moment. And so this is a time where your desire to make money can unfortunately lead you astray, which is why I'm showcasing the fact that our simulated trading mode lets you experiment and see what is going on without putting your money on the line, but getting a feel. So going once again to the golf metaphor, I'm sure you guys have been on a golf course, or if you haven't, I'll just tell you that people often take a little leaf or some grass and throw it in the air to see which way the wind is blowing. That is what I'm doing right now. And by the way, it is totally possible to lose in both directions, long and short, when the market is whippy or choppy. And I love being able to showcase this to you all, because this lesson is probably one of the best lessons you can get, and you're getting it for free. There's a great Kenny Rogers song, The Gambler. I love that song. And the lyrics of the song are pretty profound in that you got to know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. The metaphor is in trading, it's not always about jumping in and going. It's about knowing when the odds are really lining up in your favor. And a market like this, where the NASDAQ is up 129 and the Dow's down 34, just happens to be a very statistically low odds market. And you can see that because we went long and we were down like $280, and we went short and we're still down. Trader Joe, great question. I think the GPT button is coming very, very soon. We're in the final stages of testing where we're about to do a huge, huge release with all this new functionality and power, and the GPT stuff is going to be in that release. I do not believe it is quite out yet. So you're always watching my this version is so developmental, is that it doesn't even say development. It says Clean TI Pro. I literally build this from scratch every morning, right as the developers upload their latest stuff. Because again, I'm in the middle of testing everything for you guys. And as I'm doing that, I'm making sure that it's all working properly. But again, what I'm trying to do in these live streams is really showcase the methodology of success. And the methodology of success is using these tools properly. I mean, you should see right now, okay, that this is kind of like, you know, this is almost like a snake. Up, down, up, down. Like, you know, the negative goes above the positive goes above the negative. This is not, and by the way, these stocks that we're in here, right? They're all high relative volume, you know, 285, I mean, 2.85. Icon Enterprises, that's an interesting one. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Revenue of 9 billion, cash 4 billion. What's the market cap? Market cap is basically almost cash. All right, this is another one of these ones that I really like. For you know, right now I'm shorted just to F around, but boom, set alert. Do you see what I'm doing here? I mean, really, I want it like right here, actually even higher. Once we clear 1061, that's a big deal. We're talking about this bottom right here, bounced all the way. So much psychology, but notice the beauty of the fact that your alert lines are both in the longer term and the shorter term. Now, right now we're zoomed in, so I can't see it. But I'm just showing you how there's a simple process of using all of our tech to create the flow that you want. And the market's getting a little bit more negative because we made like about $100 back, you know, and again, very little going on. So this is what tells me that this is not a time to get active, but I will do something real quick. I'm going to turn on my E-Trade account. Okay. So that account is on, and I'm going to go to, I'm going to show you new. Come on. New positions tab. Okay. And this one. So this is my E-Trade account, and using the same kind of, you know, I trade around in this account, just so you guys know. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big Trump fan, and same kind of concept here, right? You have the double bottom, broke out, and potentially huge, huge, huge opportunity here, in my opinion, up 7%. And I wanted to mention one more, that my son, who's 13, is starting to trade a small E-Trade account. Jennifer, I'll let you know in 1 second. And he found this stock for me, and this is a very interesting one, again, because I like big potential fundamental plays. Fundamental meaning not purely technical, but like something interesting that could take place that really changes the game. So True Blue, look at what they do. They're in the staffing business in the USA. Logistics, energy consulting, all manufacturing. They help supply you with people. And as we start making more stuff here in the USA, you can imagine that this thing, you know, it's kind of gotten annihilated for the longest time. Let's look at the 5-year. Woo. I mean, you know, from $27, look at this. But we just had a huge change in terms of what's going on with the manufacturing. So my son pointed this out to me because it was on, his radar. He likes some of the smaller stocks, and I happened to have bought 2000 at 413. Okay. So if you, by the way, see this window right here, picture in picture. Okay. This is the monthly chart, but I'm going to switch this to daily. Okay. So you can see they had earnings. This is an earnings date flag. So whenever earnings comes in, you can see it as this. Jennifer, this is all part of Trade Ideas. Yeah. And after earnings, they started to go, and then big gap up. So my son got me into this, 13-year-old big guy. And now I'm up, almost $3,000 on 2,000 shares. And this might be one I never have to sell. That's kind of what we're all looking for, if I'm being honest. Like, that is what we're all looking for. And so I love these picture-in-picture concepts, right? So the reason why we have this right here, right, is I can see the longer terms definitely negative, but just wanted you guys to see something here. Revenues up 1.5 billion. Okay, I mean, they have losses because what was going on before January. But if a turnaround takes place, I mean, you could see 10 to 14 quick in this situation. So Trader Joe, great question. We are going to pre-configure a ton of stuff for you guys. That's what we're working on right now. Like, I want to make sure you understand something. Okay. Let me just click on this real quick. Okay. What you see here, nobody really is expecting any of you to use this a lot unless you have a high-end skill set of Trade Ideas knowledge. Okay. We will create this. This is going to be a totally different thing. Gainers on a pullback. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna go live in E-Trade right now, and I'm gonna do gainers on a pullback position in 5-minute range. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for stocks that are up, but they've pulled back, but the 5-minute range. So they're making like 5-minute highs. So I'm trying to like buy the rebound on the rebound, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Okay, so I'm gonna set my minimum price to $2. So we're gonna go live right here, you guys, because this has gotten a little bit more bullish. Okay, my maximum of 20, and I'm gonna do dollars, and I'm gonna position myself in $800. This is all live, real. Okay, so make sure you guys all know. Gainers on pullback, position in 5-minute range. I'm going to be looking at about 17 different names, but I'm going to be in most 5 at a time. I'm going long here because that's the gainers on pullback. Is everybody ready? All right, I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to hit start. Get rid of this, and LFG. Oops. Okay, so you guys, this is live E-Trade trading, and here's what we are in. You can see the dollar value, approximately $800 worth, and what we got into. Okay, so you see, like, this has been up, it pulled back, and oh, sorry, my bad. I got to reset this to 5 minutes. So it pulled back, and this is the little dip. And again, by the way, okay, if you guys don't know, I'm huge in this stuff in another account. Kodak is a gigantic pharmaceutical play. Look, it's been trending higher since 2022. This thing's about to explode, in my opinion. And this is not investment advice, but I am long this, and it just happens to have popped up on the money machine, which just tells me once again I'm doing something right. Let's look at this. Okay, notice once again, you see what I'm doing? Pull back, pop. Everything should look very similar. Pull back, little pop. Okay. So I'm trying this out. We did some testing with Sim, and now we are live in E-Trade. So these are my 2 trades from that I was already in. And TDI, and these are the trades that we are in right now live. And again, what I'm trying to kind of showcase here, guys, is fully automated. You're getting in with the machine, you're getting out with the machine. It's doing everything for you. Okay, so where do you find the profile window? So for that, you go this window right here. You go to New Single Stock Window. That's what happens right here, and you can see any stock. You can type in a symbol, and you can see the profile. You can remove this stuff, and you can even see the competitors. So, like if I go to KODK. Okay. Okay. Does that make sense? So James, let's talk about a couple of Trader Joe. Yes, each live trade has a stop in it. Well, one of the problems right now is that you can't see it because we're merging 2 branches, and I know this is not anything that anybody really wants to hear per se, but in constant test mode, we're updating the tech every single day. And in this particular, we're fixing some bugs that were out there before. So right now they exist, but they are invisible. So I still should be out of stuff. So approximately, my risk for each one of these positions is sort of $30, roughly speaking. So that's where we should see it. And in theory, the stops are all working. Again, they're just not quite visible on the tech. Let's see. Let me answer. Okay, so James asked if there will be any restrictions or anyone can trade. So the restrictions are for the money machine are as follows. Only for premium subscribers, and even for premium subscribers, there's an annual, right now, $2,000 additional fee, one-time fee. It's annual. We already have the list of the people that signed up for it. So we're not sure if any of you guys are on that list, but we may possibly do a one-time small extension of it. But the idea is that the price will most likely be higher than that. It's just that, again, it's taken us a little bit longer than we anticipated. So we may extend that list soon and give some people opportunity to be able to get into it for the $2,000 price. So premium, $2,000. Yeah, Wolf, then I mean, so what are the brokers that you can use? You can use IB, you can use Alpaca and E-Trade, and TradeStation is going to be coming up right after that. So there's going to be 4 very big brokers that let you do it. So yeah, Wolf, many more brokers at TradeStation, Alpaca, E-Trade. So this is E-Trade, but Interactive Brokerage is one that already works. Alpaca is one that already works, and TradeStation will be in the running. And I'm sure other brokers, once they realize what the fuck is going on, are going to be like, holy shit, we need to give access. So probably Thinkorswim and Schwab, if they wake up. We used to actually connect to TD Ameritrade before they got bought out. But once these companies get bought, it's almost impossible to deal with anyone. Well, if you were on the list initially, you remember we haven't collected the money yet. So if you're on the list, you're still on the list. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. Yeah, Ritman, again, we have not done any other list. The waiting list has not been added to. So yeah, you're in wait mode. We're getting closer and closer and closer is really all I can tell you. And even once we do, for the people that have come in here, the people that have interacted with me, we are not this monolith Borg style company. I appreciate every single one of you guys that comes in here. There's quite a bit of people here right now taking their time out of their day, listening to me showcase this technology, interact with it. And these are all things that I personally find very appreciative, and it motivates me. And you guys will have quote unquote special treatment because of that. And it's not anything that we advertise per se, but I'm just saying, you being here, you interacting with me is the way you help yourself. Trying to answer for if you're a premium subscriber, again, I don't have the list in front of me. Again, we kind of did it a little while ago, but shoot an email. We'll check if you are on the list or not. And if not, we can kind of have the get ready, because I'm sure there are people who signed up who then something changed. Again, we have not collected 1 cent of any of the money for it, specifically because it's not time yet. But it's moving very close. We're getting closer and closer and closer, and it'll happen very soon. So by the way, notice, I just want everyone to notice, since we went live, you see what happened with we went live right here, and it's like, ooh, Dan's showing the money machine long. Dow Jones went down 96, NASDAQ came off. But look how, we're still right there. All of these stocks, I'm showing you guys that I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, right? Going long in a market that's bifurcated, and the pulse would tell me to avoid it, but I'm not down much at all here. Jim, don't force me to take your money. I'll do it. I love it. I love you guys. It's great to be able to communicate with people the way we do. I'm so glad that I do these live streams, because it is actually I am a pretty decent communicator, in my opinion. I like to tell stories, and I love the way that our company, in my opinion, is just very different from the other vendors in fintech. Because just to give you guys, for those that don't know, we've never raised any venture capital. All the partners and the guys that manage the departments, we've all were high-end SOS traders since the mid-90s. We're probably the last remaining block of those types of people, because we're all in our early 50s or late 50s. Not too old, but not too young. And I'm just saying that group of people had vanished, really, and we're probably one of the last blocks of those individuals. But with that carries an immense amount of knowledge. And that knowledge is being translated into what you see on my screen, like the fact that we know that I like to be able to see the long term and the short term subconsciously, so that, and I'll just give you an example. You're looking at this right here. You're looking at a monthly graph, and notice something else, by the way. Okay. So do you see this number? Very important number. Okay. I'm going to really talk about these two numbers here. Okay. So what's happening, roughly speaking, is notice it says 2330 in 1+ days. That means from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. This is your visible chart of 5 minutes. You're up 23%. We make this data ourselves. Of course, the exchange give you the bullshit from yesterday's close. But this way, you know that over in the screen that you are watching, you are up 23%. That's what this tells you. You are visibly watching the larger screen 23%. But over the year, actually 2 years plus, you're down 74%. So huge downtrend. And that's the potential of catching these reversals. And what the hell did hydraulic manufacturing? Come on, you guys. This is exactly the kind of Trump stuff that you should all be. Where's my heart? Where's my heart? Boom, right here. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to go right here. Okay. Formula for success. Boom. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm using the AI to give me heads up on things that I see as huge potential. Revenue of $2 billion. Okay, yes, they've lost money, but you know why? They lost money because of Biden. Market cap of 973 million. Okay, look at the options volume, 440%. So someone's playing this thing. Something's going on. If this rebounds, this is exactly like this. The same kind of play that I'm playing here. Okay. So. Okay, let's answer more questions. Okay, Jim, you said, what's the latest on the server updates? So we have completely transformed our servers for the money machine, both sim and live. I mean, and this is the kind of stuff that's impossible for you guys to really see because it's all behind the scenes. But the server tech that we have been putting in here, it's making what you're seeing possible. The communication, just the ability for us to manage all the entries, the stops. And one of the things that I really want to say that I like about this experiment, and first of all, remember, I am live, right? So this is not simulated money. This is real money. But I'm showing you, even at $800, look, I mean, you can really, this is very manageable. Ain't no problem. Jennifer, we have not opened the second list yet. Jay, we don't plan on getting rid of the Market Explorer. We're going to make it better. Market Explorer is actually a really good piece of tech, but we're going to improve it, not get rid of it. If that makes sense. So, Jay, great question. The answer is no. Okay. The way our data works, nobody is trading the exact same stuff at the same stuff. It's all at the same time. It's all relative to when you turn it on, which settings, all of these different things right here and stuff like that. They make it so that there isn't a group of people that are all just pounding the same exact thing. And everything that we're doing here is liquid enough to where it can easily handle, several thousand people doing it. And there's nothing against you guys trading like the Teslas. You know, you can set up remember, I'm just showing you guys things that I like to experiment with because they have the momentum, the percentage movers, you know, things like this. To go from 413 to 554 on, you know, so think about this on just a pure and simple percentage return. I put up $8,000 and I've made $3,000. Okay, think about that for a minute in terms of percent ROI. That's kind of stuff that I like to do. I mean, and obviously everybody likes those percent returns, but there's nothing wrong with being able to trade like, you know, this stuff, IBM, you know, Dell, super liquid names where you're just riding the momentum, nothing more, you know, nothing more. And it is the beauty of this type of technology. I mean, in fact, once again, you know, I want to make sure you guys know that you have the ability to, you can take your money machine, you know, I can say, okay, here, Dell, I want to do a little bit, 30, sell, see what happens. Okay, I just short sold 30 shares of Dell only because of this. But I'm just kind of saying that you can interact with the money machine and see where it says entry method. So this will say, this is me, and these would be money machine. And this is what these columns are for. Again, you can't see all that data, but just making sure that you know that there's just interesting ways that you can interact with this system. And it is really, in my opinion, much more, the market is more of a tectonic situation where you are interacting with the market and you're not purely on 100% autopilot. So Jay, let me see if you should bug me about it. That's what this live stream's for. Okay, so let me see what if I can answer the question. There is no monthly specific charge for the money machine at all. It's the simulated mode is going to be available to all premium subscribers, and we're not raising price. That's number one. To go live, to do what I'm doing here, to trade real money, that's where the additional $2,000 fee comes into play. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. Yeah, Trend Surfer, I think you did the right thing. Somebody should hopefully respond to you. That won't be me, but somebody should give you a full explanation whether you are or you're not on the list. So Ritman, yes, TradeWave is coming to an alert very, very, very soon. We're working on that already. Yeah. And that's going to be incredibly powerful. We're very excited about that as well. So, all right, let's keep going with the questions. Again, huge turnout today. Super pumped. Love what I'm seeing. I love being able to do this live for you guys. It's very exciting for me. You know, and I also like doing it with the kind of shares that, you know, you can see that this is not one of these things where you're like, okay, all in. You know, I'm just steady as she goes. I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Altogether, I'm in like 500 shares, 600 shares of a pseudo volatile stock just split up, you know? Jay, 100%. You can totally, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. Like, so notice, by the way, I mean, Jay is asking a good question. So I've got the money machine running, and the settings are what got me into the trades that got into. But this is the money machine universe for my session, right? But I'm not in all of these. Okay. In fact, it just updated. So I can see here's a different one. Beyond's in there, RSI, and I can get into these manually. You know, this is what this trade ticket's for. That's how you do it. So you can do sim, or you can interact with it in a very you know, kind of calm, sporadic sort of way. Depending on what you see. I mean, these are the ones that are showing up on my kind of selection scan, but again, I'm not in all of these. But not a big fan of the Chinese names, if you know what I'm saying. But for a day that's really kind of all over the place, I mean, still pretty nice. You know, this thing pulled back a little bit. No problem. Jay, thank you for that heads up. Sorry, so David, I was jumped the gun. So we are going to be improving the trade wave data. There's going to be a lot. I mean, this is once again, the trade wave is sort of our first stab at it. And like everything else, we can always modify and adjust things. Wolfhound, the first 100 were $2,000. So Jay, okay. So the money machine. Let me explain something, and I think that might be just a bit of confusion in some ways. I'm going to bring this window in here. So the money machine is basically a top list, or any top list. It's a way to automatically trade a group of stocks of your preference. Okay, that's what the money machine is, with re-entries and all sorts of stuff like that. You can already do that in sim mode from any of these channels. Our channel bar is so powerful. Okay, from explosive winners to opening range breakouts. You know, there's just so many interesting and different things within trade ideas, and it's all pre-configured. All of these are basically channels that you can trade. The money machine, what it does is, let me go to money machine settings. See this right here, strategy. Strategy is like a channel. It's like one of these channels. It's just a group of stocks that we created, and then you can customize it even more. Does that make sense? So that when you get to the money, when we release the money machine, yes, it will be a channel, so that you can click on it, and all the things, you will not have to open things up. We're going to make a very valet-esque experience for you to interact with the software. Yeah. So Jim, it's really just testing the stops, re-entries, and things like that. That's what's taking a little bit. Like you should be able to see um, all of these things like entry method. Was this would say self. These are all money machine. Dell would be self because I did this in front of you guys. Distance to the exit price should be populated by how much distance is until you get out. There's other columns. These are all parts of what we're bringing in and continuing to test. It's kind of like, you guys have a Ferrari, but I want to make sure that the steering wheel and the clutch works. Right, Jay. For the auto trading money machine, the way I'm doing right here, that's what you're paying the $2,000 for. If you want to manually trade it, you do not have to pay anything extra. You can just be a premium subscriber and rock and roll it. That's it. All right, you guys, we are past the hour mark. And again, an incredible amount of people here. I want to just say thank you to everybody for spending your Wednesday with your by far favorite FinTech CEO. I really appreciate it quite a bit. Notice, by the way, one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm not clicking on any symbols, and what you're seeing is one of the coolest, most understated features of trade ideas, which is idea surfing. It's the thing at the top. Notice next to brokerage plus, let me show it to you, just make sure you understand. Currently idea surfing. That means that you can just sit there and it'll show you charts as, oh, I paused it because I'm on the chart. Okay, now it's idea surfing again. So you're going to see very soon, I think it's approximately 5 seconds or so, 5 or 6 seconds. Yeah. And it changes. And this allows you to be passive, but active in terms of viewing data. So just want to make sure you guys know idea surfing, quite a piece of tech. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Grateful that you spent it with me, and we are innovating at breakneck pace. Next Wednesday, you should be able to see some really cool graphics in terms of where the stops are and stuff like that. We are making a completely next level piece of technology that I think is going to change active investing for the retail investment public. So we thank you and really appreciate your time. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, everyone. And I will see you again next week. Thank you. Thank you, Smiley. Appreciate that. All right, you guys, take care.